this week's edition of the Coaches Show, the football edition. Before I get started with Coach Quinlan, I think Jarren has a couple of questions for the cross-country coaches. So, Jarren, take it away.
How long have you been coaching cross-country?
I'm kind of new at this. This is just my third year to coach cross-country.
Where's the next meet and what time?
So, Monday, we run the district meet. It's going to be in Kaufman. And our varsity girls run at 8 o'clock in the morning. The boys will run at 8:30. So, that's the one they've been working toward. So, Monday in Kaufman.
How is the team looking this year?
We like our guys. I mean, our girls. And we've got, Coach Ho does this with me. We kind of share it. And it's been fun. We're not going to win a state championship or anything, but our kids have all gotten better, and they're fun to be around. So we've had a good year.
Who do you think the fastest runner is? Because I feel my power chair can outrun them.
I've seen that. Yeah, I think maybe you could. I guess our boy that's been the fastest at every meet has been Eamon Logan. And then the girl that's pretty much run the fastest time at every meet is Aubrey Varner.
Thank you for sitting down with me today.
You're welcome.
Jarren, thank you for those questions, as always. Appreciate it. So, Coach, let's talk about last week's game. A little bit forgettable. You know, they say football games are a series of kind of momentum and just, streaks. Let's talk about what happened at the end of that second half into the first half rolling into the second half. So,
a few errors, a little lapse of concentration, and, we did some things that were out of character. We played really well leading up to the end of the first half and felt like we were in a good spot, and we made a couple of mistakes with the fumble down the goal line, and I think maybe that could have triggered some of it. But, it was just lapse of concentration in some areas that, we typically haven't had issues with. Jumping off sides, missing a call from the sideline in the secondary that gives up that last score, and some of those issues that we've been really good about and ultimately bit us pretty hard.
Yeah. No, you're right. We haven't seen those penalty problems since the first game against Eustis. It's gotten better and better, and then really it's all about timing, right? It's that one bad penalty or that one bad call that they might have missed. So, but let's talk about some positives, though. So Harbin had a great game out there at receiver, athletic catches. What else did you see on film that kind of gets you excited about going to this Gainesville game?
We did a lot of good things, on both sides of the football. And you look at the second half, our defense only gave up one drive in the second half. It was the two other scores that happened. We shank a punt that ends up at the 9-yard line. We throw a pick that gives them the ball down the short end of the field. So defensively, we played really well the second half outside of one drive. And, that's definitely a highlight. And we played well early in the first half. So, you take away 4 or 5 minutes of that second quarter and it's a completely different ball game. And, Draylon, I thought, played really well. I mean, he stepped in when we had Caden go down at quarterback and goes and scores a touchdown there in the second half. And, he had, I think, 130-something yards of rushing or total offense. Can't remember what the magic number was, but he played well. And Jacob's running hard. I mean, there's a lot of positives. I think that we handled them pretty well up at the line of scrimmage also on both sides of the ball. It was the mistakes that were self-inflicted that really put us in a bind.
No, so let's talk about that a little bit. Going into Gainesville and kind of capitalizing on some of that success you had with Draylon and Jacob both. They're going to be important in any game plan you have, right?
Absolutely.
So how do we kind of incorporate them going into Gainesville, putting together that game plan? So
all weekend long we built ways to make sure that we're getting the ball in those two guys' hands. Going into this week, and Gainesville is been a team that they're a lot like Bridgeport. They've had their ups and downs. I mean, they beat Sanger, who was a big win for them a couple weeks ago. We're expecting them to show up and play that same game plan that they played against Sanger. They were more of a spread offense than what they played against Aubrey. And, Aubrey's just a really good football team, and they ran into a buzzsaw last week. So they're going to come out hoping to get their second district win with us, and we're gonna have to play well, and we're gonna have to cut out those stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about those lower levels. We do that every week. So the JV, how are they doing? How are they progressing? Have you seen some progress there as far as how they're getting better week to week?
Yeah, last week we ended up tying 30-30, I think, but we same kind of deal. We had a lapse at the end of the game. We were up 26, I think 14 at one time, and let them come back in it, and had a little bit of a letdown there. But I mean, they didn't lose the game, so they held on to that and kept fighting. Those kids are playing really hard and showing up every day, working hard at practice, and I think that they're growing every week, and that's the important part. And when my goal is to build a program, not just to win a few games this year and to get in the playoffs. Ultimately, I'd love to do that, but the big picture is for us to build a program that Farmersville is going to be real excited about for many years to come.
No, you're exactly right. There's a big difference between having a good team and a good program, right? And everyone wants a good program. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in this week. We will see y'all on Friday night at 7:30 in Gainesville. If you can't make it out there, we hope that you join us on the FHS AV channel on YouTube, and go Farmers.